I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it to it, right?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome in and welcome back. Episode 17. Here we go again. You know, some weeks, sports give us stories that make sense. Good teams win, bad teams lose. Everyone just kind of minds their business. Well, that's not this week. Judge is busy putting baseballs into orbit. The Mets are absolutely rolling with Soto, haunting his old squad, staring down guys he was traded for, all while the pitching continues to be otherworldly. But the baseball gods promptly tap us on the shoulder and take Kodai Senga's hamstring to remind us that life can't be that easy. Got Sauce Gardner wanting a new contract while he's saying he's bought into the culture and also wants to help change the culture. Brady's getting his own statue because of course he is. Bryce Young's getting mad that defenses have ears and can hear him. And Devontae Adams suddenly discovering some happiness once he gets away from the Jets. Shocking, I know. Nick's coaching search has turned into the saddest game of musical chairs and prom denials you've ever seen. Oh, and did I mention the NBA Finals? Indiana's bench woke up and flipped the series again, doing what everybody said they couldn't, all while SGA is casually rewriting basketball history from his end of the court. And we're not stopping there. We got some great segments spliced in this week because sometimes when you're talking good sports, you just pull the mics out, hit record, and let the dust settle where it will. The hotline's open, Instagram's buzzing, grab a seat, settle in, and let's get after it. This is Rice on the Mics, episode 17, and here we go.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Let's kick it off with some baseball. And we'll start in Queens, because right now, the Mets are playing like the whole league owes them an apology. They sweep the Nats right after sweeping the Rockies. This team is nuts at home. Pete Alonso can't stop driving in runs. Jeff McNeil crushing homers and finding his stride again. Hitting walk-offs out there like it's backyard wiffle ball. Brandon Nimmo, 2-in-1 game. And Soto taking his old team deep or hitting doubles every time he steps up to the plate. We're all just waiting on the Nationals to ask for their ball back. Really staring down Mackenzie Gore, too, because he was part of that trade when he got traded from the Nationals. And, look, again, just can't knock the kid. Soto played his card right. Nationals offered him an ungodly amount of money, $444 million or some shit like that. And he turned it down. Well, look what he parlayed it to, $756 million, okay? Everything's great, though. Everything's good. Everything's cooking, right? Nope. Can't have nice things. Kodai Senga, who's been pitching lights out and quietly has the best ERA in baseball at a 1.47. I mean, are you kidding? Put that on your Cy Young list. Goes down on a banana drill, covering first. Hamstring strained with an MRI to follow. Just brutal. You could literally feel Citi Field collectively groan on another questionable throw by Pete. But Senga made sure to have his interpreter tell him that he felt some tightness before that play anyway, which is a whole other conversation for another day. But look, man, that's baseball. War of attrition, right? Next man up. So Max Kranick's back. Paul Blackburn's going to step in. We'll see if Frankie Montas or Sean Manaea have something to add soon, too. It's how it goes with baseball. Yankee fans wanted to trade Stroman early in the season. Well, you can never have enough pitching, right? Speaking of the Yankees, let's go across town here. They just keep, not so quietly, handling business. They complete the sweep in Kansas City while sneaking out a 1-0 rain delay win on a wild throwing error by Kansas City. And Judge homers in 3 straight, including a casual 469-foot moonshot. Doesn't even crack a smile on his way around, too. I swear. Judge's bat flips is like you're asking him to take out the garbage. It's routine, which it is, which is crazy. But we're getting to that time of the year, right? Summer's heating up. The ball is flying. Rosters are shuffling. And now Stanton's on his way back. It looks like Boone's going to have to figure this lineup out on the fly. But still, you'd rather figure things out in first place instead of trying to claw your way back and hope some rookie can save the season. So we're in a good spot. Yankee fans, Met fans, let's breathe. Things look pretty good. And real quick, around the league, before we get our guest in here, Andrew McCutcheon just passed Roberto Clemente on the Pirates home run list. You got to give a tip of the cap to that, right? Nothing but class. Kutch has always been the man. Byron Buxton hit one farther than Judge, hit one halfway to Canada, 479 feet. Jesus, man. I mean, that thing was like, woof. I think it was a cock shot. And I got one that might hurt your feelings in the age department a little bit. So up late watching a game, caught a late night game between the Angels and the Mariners. And I'm watching, and Eric Young Sr. is coaching first base. And the inning's over, and all of a sudden I see him out of his pocket throw like some snacks and seeds on the ground at first base. I go, what? They come back. Eric Young Jr. is coaching first base for Seattle. So his dad was leaving him some snacks at first base as a little nod. I watched both of these guys' careers. And now you're telling me that they're both so old they're out of the league and they're coaches already? Hoy, maron. But all right, let's get to the good stuff. Earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down and record some fun MLB segment stuff, talking some baseball nonsense, bouncing ideas back and forth, having a couple beers and shooting the shit. And I brought the mics out. So we wrapped it up by asking a very simply, who is your top 5 players in MLB right now? Not who you start a franchise with, right now in the game. So here's that conversation. Let's check it out. Well, here we are. Linking up with the only person whose sports opinion I trust just as much as my own. Some of you know him, some of you don't, but you will get to know him if you listen to this podcast enough. It is my brother and my best friend, Mr. Robert Ramirez.
Well, what's going on tonight?
Not much, bud. Good to have you on finally.
Well, let's talk some fucking shit
Yeah,
now.
shall we get into it? I think we shall.
Why not? We got fucking Knicks world. We got Mets world.
There's so much going on. This is the off season in sports, but it's really not. There's so much going on. So much that we can talk about. And I'm sure this podcast is going to run way over time, just the way that me and you chat back and forth.
Well, what do we used to say back in the day when we were in high school? It's Monday Man Night. Let's talk shit.
Monday Man Night. Let's get into it. That's right, baby. All right. Well, where should we start? I got to start for you. How about this? Let's just keep it nice and simple, but controversial also. Who's your, let's do a little list. Let's do a little list to start. Non-pitchers. Give me your top 5 in baseball right now. Doesn't have to be the order of best to worst, but give me the top 5.
Is there top 5 or is it who do you start your franchise
No.
with?
No. I want the best players from the Rob Ramirez point of view in baseball. Not who you would start your franchise with based on age, whatever. Who's your best? You got number 1 overall pick in the fantasy baseball draft. Who we taking?
As a Met fan, you could kick me in the nuts when we're done with this conversation, but it's Judge right now. You can't hit 400 with all these home runs. You don't got the best RBIs because your lineup sucks. There's nobody in front of him. But Judge is your best player in baseball right now.
I 100% agree. And I hate to say it. I hate to agree with you as both diehard Met fan and anybody that listens know I'm a card-carrying Yankee hater. But, man, Judge is just doing ungodly things.
If I had to say, you have your Judge, you have your Ohtani. Everybody can bitch. Ohtani's a DH. Sure, still put up his numbers. But let's go from Judge of nobody in his lineup ahead of him to, I know you said don't say, but you said hitters. Let's go pitchers where you have Paul Skeens where you also don't have hitters because your lineup in front of you sucks. You just went 7 2/3 against the Phillies and got a no decision. Hello, DeGrom.
A lot of
You're
DeGrom
not
vibes.
alone in this world,
A lot
dude.
of DeGrom vibes. That's right.
So if we go Judge, Ohtani,
Okay,
Skeens.
so Judgy killing it, obviously hitting 3. He went 0 for fucking 5, I think, against Boston in Game 2 over the weekend, and he lowered his average down to 390. God forbid, right? Yeah, and Ohtani, he's got 24, 25 home runs. Shout out to Cal Riley too, by the way, just got paid. He's got fucking 24 home runs. Who saw that? So all Seattle needs is a hitter, and they finally found one, and they still can't get it done. All right, so fine. All right, look, I'll let you slide with one pitcher. But that's it, just one. So we're going Judge, Ohtani, and Skeens.
Yep.
Okay, give me 2 more.
4 and 5. I'm not.
Doesn't have to be order. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this is the 5th best player in the league.
I'm not
but
going order. I'm going off what's top of my head. You said no pitchers, so Scooble's not allowed in this conversation.
no scoops. No scoops.
Not allowed. I want.
Unless you want to swap out Skeens for scoops.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so there one pitcher. I'll let you one pitcher.
I want to say Corbin Carroll, but last I checked, his average is like 259.
Yeah.
Would I start my team around him? That's a different conversation.
That's not the conversation we're having, though. Corbin Carroll is great. He's young. He's got the fastest base time. He runs. It's 30 seconds around the bases, I think. That's an insane number, 30
and the
seconds.
guy he just faced, Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
Again, not a great average right now, but he's a great player.
Ellie's a
not
monster.
the best right now.
Ellie's good for 60 steals a year, probably around 30 home runs.
If I go 4 right now, I think we got to jump into we got to go Bobby Witt. I mean, who wouldn't want Bobby Witt on their team right now?
I'm not mad at Bobby Witt.
Because 2 years ago, we're talking Ronald Acuna. Acuna just came back, and since he came back, I think they're 1-9.
Yeah.
So are you that good? You're not carrying your team. Because if you want to make that argument, then Lindor is way better because Lindor is carrying the Mets right now. Well, Alonso too.
Yeah.
Sure. That's 4.
So we're going Bobby 4, right?
Bobby Witt is my 4 or 5. I would have to say, let's take a look. 5. You know what? Freddie Freeman, I think, is hitting 367 right now.
Is he really?
He's not aging.
Oh my God.
Yes, he's had a couple things here, ankle injury, all that, but nobody's talking about him. How do you play for a big market team like the Dodgers and nobody's
and you're like the 5th guy in the lineup? Like, that's crazy.
When he came into the Mets series, 367, and he's doing that. Dodgers a little underperforming, still in first place, but let's not forget the beginning of the season when they started in Japan. Mookie Betts, I'm sick. I'm down 15 pounds. I weigh 115 after I get out of the pool.
Yeah, Mookie's not on my list for sure.
But their list is they're still doing great. He came to face. Well, he missed the Yankees series.
Yeah.
I think he missed the first game against the Mets. They're still doing all right, the Dodgers. But
yeah, of course.
Freddie Freeman is a monster.
No, Freddie Freeman's a monster. He led the league in doubles 2 years in a row. Freddie Freeman, as a Mets fan, it's fucking blasphemy to say. My favorite pitcher of all time is Greg Maddux, right? And Braves killed us for years and years. Freddie Freeman falls under that same category for me. I love Freddie Freeman as a baseball player and as a human being. He's impossible not to root
He's
for.
our Chipper
But God
Jones.
damn it, why do you have to be on the Braves and then be on the Dodgers?
Yep.
If you were in the AL, I would fucking buy your jersey. But if you think I'm buying a Brave or a Dodger jersey, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Out of my 5 I gave you, if you want to sub one pitcher for
all right.
Skeens,
Okay.
and then is there one different hitter that you can say?
Well, I agree with you. I think it's Judge and then a big gap, and then the list starts, right? So I'm throwing Judge in there too.
I didn't say Alonso, but I'm sorry.
I hate Ohtani. I hate the Golden Boy, and you're not going to tell me that this guy wasn't a gambler. So I'm not putting Ohtani on there. He's DH. He's fucking this and the other. I agree with the stats. I agree with everything. I know he's doing well, but I'm moving Ohtani. So I'm keeping Judge. I'm gonna go.
Other than Judge, it's Judge, Ohtani, Witt, and Carroll.
Yeah.
So you could sub one out. You're subbing out Ohtani. That's a fucking big boy move to do. If we're talking last year, Gunnar Henderson's in that combo.
Right. I think Pete deserves a spot somewhere on this list. You know, coming off of the terrible year he had last year, all the contract pressure, everything, then fights for whatever, wants to be back with the Mets, and it might be a little Mets homerism, but you can't argue with it. I mean, he's breaking Mets records. He's hitting. I think he's hitting 300 now.
He's 301 now.
He leads.
After
he
a
leads.
2-home run game.
He leads the league in RBIs, not the NL, the entire league. And I think it's a little bit of the Soto effect too, because if Lindor and Soto are on, you're going to have to pitch to Pete. You're not going to load the bases. So I'm gonna throw Pete on there.
And that all did change because you had to start the season, either Winker or Marte was in the 4 behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what, they're still behind him regardless. But
it's not a lot of protection.
Now you add somebody in the 2 hole. Like if you didn't face Lindor, you face the 2, then you face Soto. are you going to walk the fourth guy in the inning?
Right.
You can't.
No, you can't.
So now you're facing him.
Yeah,
that was
and
genius.
Soto's taking. Soto might be the most confident hitter I've ever seen in my life being down 0-2. It doesn't matter what the count is. When 0-2 doesn't, he goes, okay, fine. I don't give a shit if it's 0-2. Watch this. I'm going to work it back to 3-2, and then I'm going to get a nibbler on the corner, and because I'm Soto, I get the call that it's a ball.
Exactly. He
Right.
gets it. There's been some that you see that K box.
You're like,
some that
"Oy,
nick it,
that's
but
a
because
strike all day."
Because he moves his, not saying the shuffle, because he hasn't shuffled all year, but he makes that one like he moves the bat up, and he makes that showing like I know it was a ball,
I know that was
and
a
then
ball.
the umpire's like, well, what the fuck? That's
Right.
the
Well,
best
he knows
player.
it. He knows it's a ball, right? Yeah.
He just signed the biggest contract. I'm gonna look like a jerk off if I give him the ripper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Speaking of fucking punch outs. All right, so I'm going to go Judge. I'm going to throw Pete in there just because he leads the NL in so many categories. I don't know. I really want to say Lindor, but I can't because it's just, now I'm just a super Met homer. I will agree with Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt is an all-time monster right now, and he's young, and he's just there's no one around him. I'm not including a pitcher, but if I had to do a pitcher, I would do Skubal. And I know you mentioned Skubal. I would take Skubal over Skeens just because, I don't know, he's finding a way to make it work.
I had to do Skeens.
You know what?
Skubal
You know who?
because Skubal, even though, yes, last year he made a name for himself. He was up for 2 seasons before that, and he really wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Skeens came onto the scene, and he jumped on it
Can
immediately.
you imagine being like a 22-year-old rookie, 21-year-old rookie, win the College World Series with LSU, Dayton Livy Dunn, come up immediately, like Bryce Harper style,
He's lucky.
win Rookie of the Year, probably made a play for Cy Young, and just, be an absolute dominant monster. I mean, what a life.
We can't debate Pittsburgh and Detroit because, again, nobody really cares
Yeah,
about
right.
those.
Yeah, baseball's regional and stuff.
They're both big cities in the U.S., but you know what?
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares about those. Like, if you came up as Skubal, his first 2 seasons weren't great. He did that in New York.
Yeah.
He's written off. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Skeens came up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck, but because he did it at LSU and all that, there was a little more pressure, but Pittsburgh still nobody cares.
Baseball's a regional sport, and baseball ratings are up right now too.
Yep.
Oh, surprise! Baseball ratings are up. The Yankees have a 4.5 game division lead, and the Mets have the best record in baseball. Yeah, no wonder baseball ratings are up. It's a regional sport.
Yep.
Whether you like them or you hate them, you're still going to watch them. It's the Howard Stern effect, right? Okay, so we got Judge, we got Pete. For a pitcher, I guess I will throw Skubal in there. Not that I really want to include
Witt,
pitcher.
or you're getting them out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm putting Witt on there.
So
and
that's
then
4.
last,
5,
no, that's 4. That's 4.
Yeah, I'm saying then last because
Yeah.
I guess it would be if you're subbing out Carroll.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
And it's a close. They both play on the same team. It's close to go with who I want to pick, but I'm either gonna go Machado or Tatis Jr. They are both killing it.
Machado's having the better year.
Yeah, Machado is having
I
the
would
better
rather
year, but I'd
Tatis
rather
on my team.
Tatis. But Machado's definitely having the better year.
They showed. I saw a graphic on Twitter today. It was like send 3 to be your starting All-Star outfield for the NL. It was James Wood, Fernando Tatis,
James Wood's a monster too.
Corbin Carroll. That's 3. No, not Bryce Harper.
No, Harper.
Kyle Tucker
the
was number
Phillies.
4, which we're leaving.
I forgot
out.
about Tucker. Yeah, Tucker's a monster
And then
too.
I forgot who number 5 is, but like
Oh,
you have
PCA. You can throw PCA in
that's who it
there.
was.
Yeah.
So it's PCA, Corbin Carroll, James Wood. We had it. Tatis, yeah. But you have 5 legit guys that are gonna have to
Monsters,
battle
for 3
And
spots.
no matter what, all 5 make the team. It's
Yeah.
who starts.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the shitty thing with Lindor. Lindor's been getting sniped. 6 years he hasn't made a fucking
And
All-Star
they
team.
better not snipe him for Betts. When
For
Betts
for,
has been hurt
for
twice.
Betts or CJ Abrams
Because if you're gonna-
or
if you're gonna-
fucking Ellie
you can
or
have Betts
O'Neal
play the
Cruz. Like,
All-Star.
I'm not hearing any of that
You
garbage,
can
dude.
have Betts play the All-Star, then put him at second. Because why is it like it used to be? Whatever the the World Series manager fucking did it, and he picked the team. Where are the years that we had Nomar Garciaparra and Jeter starting together? Garciaparra moved to second for that.
Yeah.
It's the best 9 players, not the best at each position, because Lindor got sniped last year, and you had like Geraldo Perdomo fucking starting at shortstop, and Orlando Arcia.
Yeah, what a disgrace that was.
Orlando Arcia got DFA'd and is now with the Rockies.
Didn't Ozzie Albies make that fucking list too over him?
Albies is at second.
Yeah, but I'm saying he still made it over fucking Lindor.
It goes by voting. You can't go by voting.
No.
Voting is
and
bullshit.
they'll say, oh, it's a fan vote. And, like, I just voted, and, like, you get 5 votes per day. One of my votes, I did every Rockies player, and I did every White Sox player just to be a dick.
That would be
I just did that to be a
hilarious.
dick. But, like, it's fan voting, and you can stuff the ballot box and stuff, but it's, I don't know. Behind the Dodger machine that they pump out of, like, you know, ESPN blows Ohtani and all of them, and, like, you know. So, yeah, of course he's going to get votes. The Mets don't really do that, man. The Mets just fucking put the content on the field. No easy transition there. Big thanks to my brother coming on. Lots more in that convo that we got to, but I just had to cut some of it for time. Man, we were definitely on one. That list, definitely going to get people talking. And listen, disagree all you want. Jump on the Instagram then. Hit the hotline. Let's hear your top 5. Baseball fans, if there's one thing we know, everybody's got an opinion. And I want to hear them. So let's take a quick break. We'll shift gears to the hardwood. NBA Finals are getting spicy. And the Knicks are looking like they got too much dip on their chip. Don't go anywhere, though. We've got plenty of more chaos coming. All right. Baseball in the books. Let's talk some hoops, shall we? NBA Finals. I mean, just when you thought the Thunder might cruise right along with a big Game 2 win, here come the Pacers flipping the script again, like they've been doing all year. Game 3, Indiana, first Finals home game in 25 years. They outscore OKC 32-18 in the fourth quarter. Completely pulled away from them. Jay Will scores 26 and SGA has 24, but it's still not even close to enough. Benedict comes off the bench, decides this was going to be his game, and drops 27. Meanwhile, Hallie was a rebound away from a fuck around, find out triple-double in the playoffs again. 22, 11, and 9 boards on the biggest stage of his career. Jeez, man. I hate to say it, and I can't stand the kid, but Jesus. He's good. And if the Pacers go on to win this thing, I'll tell you what, the Knicks, they don't come out smelling as bad as we think they do. Because OKC was the ifto facto winner, crown champion already. And if the Pacers pull this off, oh boy. Tough look for OKC. Pacers bench outscores OKC 49-18. I mean, that's unreal. The talk with OKC all year was the team had depth, and the Pacers are just giving them a run for their money, man. The big thing with this win, too, is history, which loves to repeat itself. NBA Finals tied 1-1. Winner of the game goes on to win the whole series 80% of the time. So, all you OKC bettors out there, I hope you hedged early. And OKC themselves, they better buckle up quick, man. Because this Pacers team just swung the momentum, and they love to hold on to that, man. And it's right back onto their side in a huge way. But it's not just the finals drama that's catching my eye. There's a different kind of drama going on in the NBA, which what else is new? And it's your favorite flavor of drama, actually. Good old classic Knicks drama. Fired Thibs after your deepest playoff run in 25 years? All right, fine. Maybe it was time. Maybe the players were over it. Maybe there were some button heads in the background we don't know. But okay, you got a plan, right? Right? Well, doesn't really seem like it. Knicks are wandering around the league asking everyone else's coaches to leave their playoff teams and come coach New York. And they're getting denied at every goddamn door. Kidd, Udoka, Finch, Snyder. Everyone's saying no. Even Jay Wright. Thanks, but no thanks. And I'd be against Jay Wright, just for the record. that's leaning into the Villanova way too much. But look. The Knicks are getting a bit of a bad rap because the Knicks job is highly coveted, and anyone that says it's not they don't know basketball. So it's not like the coaches themselves are saying no, or at least we don't think so. But, I'm sure Jimmy Dolan has rubbed some franchises wrong over the years, and the teams are saying, help the Knicks. Yeah, go fuck yourself. But in the media, it's kind of being portrayed as no one wants to coach the Knicks, which is that's silly. So now what? Look, maybe Leon Rose already has his guy lined up, and he's just pulling names out of the hat to do his due diligence. Maybe it's time to call Jeff Van Gundy. Shit, see if Spike Lee wants to be a coach. I don't know. Either way, the franchise, the fans of the franchise, we're all waiting on bated breath for this big move. And to be fair, we're all nervous about it too. So sooner rather than later, please and thank you. Just make sure it's the right one. Also, please and thank you. Speaking on some more drama, Kevin Durant and the Suns finally admitted what everybody already knew. I mean, KD's leaving town, and I'm surprised Devin Booker isn't either, but as of right now, KD is leaving town. It's just a question of when and where. Knicks beat writers are writing that they swear they're not into KD, but the national beat writers are saying that they are super interested. So who do you believe there? But I don't know. Durant's sitting there ready to drop 30 in his sleep wherever he lands. But also that comes with a $122 million extension waiting in the wings as soon as he moves to whatever team he goes to. Tough to think about for a 37-year-old. Going to transition here into another segment with my brother. We talked all sports and really got after it, but we had some really good takes about Knicks' future coaches and just the state of the league in general. So let's take a listen to that. What we got to get into. Who do you want as the Knicks head coach?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the X's and O's with the basketball. Like, I can tell you who I like.
Okay,
like,
so
but I can't tell you. Like, everybody's
Jay Wright's out.
Jay Wright's out.
He
Everybody's
today,
like,
even
Mike
today,
Malone.
he
Mike Malone got fired
Malone's already out
for prioritizing veterans over rookies, which is our
exactly
problem. They were like,
Malone's out, and
Malone's
out, and Tibbs was 2.0. He's Tibbs 2.0.
I would love the young guy because again, like, there's no team really that like hires that veteran coach the next day they win. There's a reason that veteran coach isn't a coach at the time.
With Missoula and fucking Ime.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, what I'm saying is I want a no-name to come in that can take them over the hump. Like, they're saying, oh, Mike Malone, Mike Budenholzer, all this. Like, those guys, they get fired 3 times. There's a reason they get fired.
Right.
You think you're going to bring them in to bring you over the hump? Why don't they have a job? To find that coach that's going to take you over the hump is the Steve Kerr, the Eric Spoelstra that nobody's heard of before. So I'm interested in Johnny Bryant, but I don't know who he is. What does he bring that's different?
Could be good and could be bad.
Like,
so
Jason Kidd, I don't really consider as that veteran coach. Yes, he's been a coach for 3 teams now, which is crazy because I don't even think he's 50.
Well, what was it? It was Nets for Nets for half a second.
1 year,
the Bucks,
and they were like, get out.
Yeah,
they traded him to the Bucks. He had a couple years at the Bucks.
That's what scares me the most. If they get him and they're gonna, I don't know. That report of that quote tsunami offer for Giannis. Mm. That means a tsunami means you're fucking overtaken. So you're going to give up fucking everything. But that's what scares me if they go get Kidd. Because it's like, okay, well, if they had Kidd with Giannis the first time, why didn't it work the first time?
And now they said it when I was driving back from my sister's house on the fan. They were talking about it. How Kidd went from the Nets, got traded to the Bucks. After he got fired from the Bucks, which he had Giannis, he went to L.A. and he spent 5 years as assistant coach with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And he was Dolan wanted him instead of Thibs. And he rejected taking the job. He was offered the job. He rejected it because LeBron, when he was, I mean, he's still with the Lakers, but he said to Kidd, he's like, you're learning so much now. Like you're learning the X's
Don't
and
give it
O's
up.
of basketball.
Yeah, don't give it up.
Stay here. You have one more year, and then you're ready to make that next leap.
Yeah.
He still hasn't won the championship with Dallas.
No, but you know what?
Apparently,
But
he's
he
a much
went,
better coach now
You know
than
what?
he
went
was.
when he went to the finals with Dallas, dude. That was a fucking big run, dude. You had to take some teams out to go to that run.
So they're saying by him staying with the Lakers, he learned a little bit. With one of the best of all time, if you don't think he's the best of all time, with LeBron, you got to learn with LeBron as an assistant coach, and he made sure you didn't leave. You were offered the next job.
All right, so the names on the list were fucking Jay Wright. That he already came out and said that's not happening, right? Mike Malone was like the first choice, and it looked like he was going to try and go that ESPN route where everybody's on the
really suggested by the fans. It was never like the Knicks are interested. He's just a hometown guy.
And like he was going to go the ESPN route of like, oh, I get on the booth, and then halfway into the booth, I'm like JJ Redick and fucking Doc Rivers, like, oh, I'm on the booth now, I'm a coach. Kind of, I got to pay another guy.
The one name that interested me was Taylor Jenkins, because they said he was so good. I forgot if they said he was at Utah or the Grizzlies. I always for some reason the Jazz and the Grizzlies
they're the same team to you.
Same fucking team to me. Because they're both from East Bumblefuck.
Yeah, right.
And they had like 3 years together where they were good. Because it was like the Grizzlies, like finally they got John Morant.
Yeah, they got Ja and they had some players. Mike Connolly was still over there. Right?
Like they had like they were good for no reason.
Yeah.
But like it was Taylor Jenkins. I think it was fucking Utah because then they fired him, and I think that was. I hope I'm right. I think that's the year they fired him, started trading everybody, and that's the year Brian Windhorst said, "What's going on in Utah?" I think that's the year they did it.
Yeah, that's right.
And Taylor Jenkins,
right,
apparently before that last year, everything went to shit.
Forgot about that meme. That's a good callback.
He was way over 500 as a coach, and they're like, well, it's like they fired him like when they fired Mike Malone halfway through the year. This year they fired Mike Brown with the Kings. They were over 500. It's weird shit. Can it work? But again, these retreads, I think it's about finding that new guy. Like I said, Joe Mazzulla is good. Steve Kerr is good. Whoever the fuck the coach is with the Thunder, I can't even tell you his name.
I have no idea.
And the Thunder are good.
The last coach that I remember from the Thunder was Donahue. That's literally the last coach that I remember.
I think he's with the Bulls now.
I couldn't tell you. No idea.
But
I
Donahue had them good. This guy's taking them over the fucking edge now.
Yeah. Not to help that SGA is just, you know what? They call him a free throw merchant because like he's he baits the fouls and shit. And I don't know, as Knicks fans, we can't really talk because Brunson is guilty of that too. But you know what, dude? Drive the lane.
No.
And Brunson earns it because he fucking takes charges. It's not like he's like I've never seen SGA take a charge. Jalen Brunson's in the lane taking charge. He's not a.
Jalen Brunson gets the shit kicked out.
Yeah, dude. And a lot of the fouls that are actually fouls doesn't get called. So you know what? If I get some makeup on the back end, I'll take it. But I don't know. SGA is he's a different level, dude. Anyway, so Mike Malone, they already said he's out, right?
Nope.
So then you start looking elsewhere. It's like Danny Hurley was the big name, right? Danny Hurley, first of all, Danny Hurley's a god in UConn. And I get it,
Didn't he have a
Jersey.
bad year this year?
Yeah, not bad, but not great.
Well, they won
back-to-back championships.
They stunk?
Not stunk. They didn't stink. But they definitely, what are you going to three-peat in college? The fact that they went back-to-back is insane. They still made the tournament and shit. They just, But Danny Hurley in the NBA, whether he wants it or not, you think grown men are going to be able to take how Danny Hurley coaches? And some player, like Jalen Brunson is the kind of player that does like that. Like there's players that like, look, I know what I'm doing, whatever, and you can teach me and coach me, whatever, but you start yelling at me, whatever. But then there's other players like Brunson.
Shit fits on the fucking court.
There's players like Brunson that need that, like, I need you to fucking yell at me and I don't care if you're making $100 million or you're making $2 million. Like, and Brunson's that kind of player, but that's just Brunson. You think fucking Mitchell Robinson is going to take that fucking shit? You think OG is going to take that? Or
those
watch
aren't
out,
superstars. I don't give a fuck. If
right,
you can't
but watch,
take it.
yeah, but watch how fast fucking OG was healthy pretty much all year, right? And that's his biggest thing. He doesn't play hurt. Watch how fast OG goes. Oh, my foot hurts.
I also saw a clip where it was like game 3 or 4 against the Pacers where Tibbs is on the fucking sideline. He's screaming at Towns. Jalen, none of them are
even paying attention.
No, like, at that point, they checked out. Now, here's the thing: we were talking about NIL in the car. Come back talking about NIL, and I think it fucking ruined everything. People like Saban, yes, he went to the NFL, but you look at Saban, Urban Meyer, they can say whatever they want to these college players. Because, like, guess what? You rely on me. You're here on scholarship.
That's right.
Fuck you. You go to the NFL with that mantra, the guy that's making $40 million to make sacks, he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's why they all got out. That's why they all got out. Saban's
now
gone.
NIL,
Urban Meyer
like,
by his own shit's gone.
like,
Jim Harbaugh's out. Fucking and then Krzyzewski's out. Fucking Roy Williams is out.
No,
Mike Izzo's probably next.
Now I have to fucking cater you because you're getting $9 million in mil.
right.
I'm sorry. I offended you. Fuck you because you have a sponsorship with McDonald's.
Right.
I don't give a
Dude,
fuck.
look at Rutgers this year. Rutgers had the number 1 and number 2 point guards, commit point guards and whatever, like 5-star, whatever. Didn't even make the goddamn tournament, dude. I think they finished under 500. And by the way, Ace Bailey still got drafted. He's probably going to get drafted.
Harper and Bailey this year. Harper's was good too.
Yeah.
Bailey could go 3 or 4.
And they were both on Rutgers.
Yes, and
both
of
them.
Stink.
You had 2. I guarantee you, wherever they go, they're going to make an immediate impact. Look at the Rockets. That's who I wanted.
I would hope so, but that scares me. You have two guys going 2 and potentially 3 or 4, and you can't do anything.
Well,
so how focused are you on the sport if you're getting all this money?
Right. Well,
because
that's true.
When you're fucking in your dorm and you're starving because you used all your fucking swipes, and then you have all
Look
this
at Jameis
Winston
Winston
money,
stealing crab
and
legs.
then you're out. Yeah, you're out late at night because guess what? I got $8 million in nil, and I know they're not getting that much. It's college basketball, but maybe you stay out late.
Not far off though.
Are you gonna cut me when I'm the one that's bringing the money into this program?
Yeah.
You've made them more. I'm not saying more important than they are. They are important. But you've now made it where it's not the focus about basketball. They don't give a fuck, in my opinion.
And it's already showing because. So, how about this? You want to talk about tampering? So the owner of the Utah Jazz also owns the Utah Hockey Club, right? Utah. What is it? What are they? Fucking. What's their college team? Fucking.
Utah.
Yeah. No, it's the team that fucking Zach Wilson played for. It's the same college. BYU, right. So he's a huge donor to BYU. Mm-hmm. He owns the fucking professional team in NBA for Utah and the professional team for hockey in Utah, and he's a huge donor to BYU. The number 1 can't miss recruit. This kid's supposed to be next to Wayne Wade coming out, committed to fucking Utah. Because you know why? Because he fucking probably threw him, whatever. So now let's say this kid comes up. Let's say Utah starts sucking. They look like they're gonna. They move Lauri Markkanen. They move all these guys. And Utah somehow ends up with the top 3 pick or something. You don't think that nope. You're here. You want to talk about tampering. Yeah, but all right. So, okay, Danny Hurley, no good. Out. I wanted Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
He got a listen. You fuck around, you find out, and you fuck your assistant.
Yep.
Yeah, the team's gonna cut you.
Cheat on Nia Long.
Literally, yeah, right. What are you doing?
She was a big reason we watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh dude, yeah. But okay, fine. Then you get a second chance in Houston, and you brought Houston from a 20-win team, 22-win team to I swear to God, I think they were the 2 seed in the West this year. Okay, and Houston's good. They're young. They're fast. They got a lot of good young talent, whatever. So Udoka fucking does that to him. Okay, I wanted him bad, and Houston immediately said he's not fucking going anywhere. Are you crazy? So that's another name off the board. So the only
can we stick with that
problem
for a second?
Yeah,
because you have a guy like Ime who big market Boston. You also one of the things I read is Atlanta has to think of it this way. They are young and they are just starting to get good. I think he has 2 years left on his.
No, Houston.
Houston, I'm sorry. You have to start to think of it this way. Does he want to be there? If he we don't know if he expressed interest. Knicks were interested, but let's say he was like, "Hey, can I interview?" And they say no. Mm-hmm. You have to wonder if he has 2 years left on his contract, and you just started this rebuild. Do you want to go 2 more years with him, and then he leaves? If he's not all in, let him go. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Knicks fan, but if you want to complete this rebuild, which he started great, maybe his top assistant should take over now if he's not going to be here to see it through.
Right. Well, that's the thing that I'm sure they hope too. They see the forest to the trees. I'm sure they hope that he teaches his assistant enough that when that time does come to fruition, if they lose him, they don't feel as bad about losing him because they know they have somebody good in the wing. But then you also play the risk of hey, this guy's an assistant coach. What if next year somebody gets fired and they go, hey, give me the guy from Houston? You know what I mean?
I think they said on the radio the other day that of the past like 8 of the past 10 NBA coaches of the years are unemployed right now.
That's insane.
So you have to think about it like this: like, if I can get something for my coach, will we be good next year? If you're seeing a rebuild like OKC or Houston, you know you're on the up.
Yeah.
But if I'm in charge of the Rockets and teams are now reaching out to
Even
Ime,
Charlotte, how about
I would say,
Jesus Christ.
all right, you want to interview with them? Okay, well, here's before you interview with them, here's a 5-year extension.
Yeah.
I want to see it through with us. Do you want to be here?
Yeah.
If he doesn't take it, then let him go, because then probably in 2 years when his contract's up, he's gonna go.
Gone anyway.
So
right.
get it over.
Yeah.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
Because if not, you're probably starting over again.
Yeah.
And you just fucking
And
start
Houston's
over with him.
Houston's a franchise that can't afford starting over. All right, so that's the other thing I want to talk about too. So a franchise like Charlotte or a franchise like Houston or Sacramento, right? If they fire their coach to get fans in the building, they need that sexy hire. They need that, like, I don't know, Danny Hurley, just to throw a name out there, like, to inspire hope in the fans. The Knicks don't need that. The Knicks sell out every night, doesn't matter what.
Yep.
So it's not like they need the sexy hire to, I don't know, get people in the building. The only problem with that is, let's say they hire, you know, the assistant for Cleveland, boys, Johnny Utah, whatever the fuck. Fine, first year coach. I got no problem with that, especially if he's going to be an offensive coach or, like, I mean, look what he did with Cleveland. Like, you know, I'm sure he had a lot of hand in Cleveland.
It's also the old Nets coach that did great.
I'm sure
said fuck you for Steve Nash.
The fuck is his name? He got a raw deal over there. I've been talking about his name. I can't remember it. But all right, let's say they both having a little input or whatever. Fine.
Adelman says
we know
exactly
the amount of pressure coming into this team as this new coach, whether it be, you know, Jason Kidd, whether it be fucking, you know, Krzyzewski himself, it doesn't matter, whatever. Yeah. The amount of pressure this next coach is going to be under is unmeasurable. You were 6 wins away from winning a championship, right? So now you're the coach that you hire. Like, whenever, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to fire a coach, okay, who's better that you're going to hire over him, right? So Tibbs has his faults for sure, and part of it's him, part of it's, you know, how they built the roster around this team. But who's 6 wins better than Tibbs? That's that good stuff right there. And look, Knicks head coach, Durant's future team. It's going to dominate the NBA headlines when it does happen. But for now, we're all just guessing and refreshing, to channel some Wall Clyde Frazier there. We're all just waiting on that Shams bomb to drop. Coming up, let's jump back over to the NFL. Jets are making culture moves. Devontae Adams says he found some happiness again. And a certain Patriots quarterback is getting a statue. Can you guess who that would be? Stick around. We're not done yet. Okay. Just like the NBA, that segment is almost done. So let's close this thing out strong with some NFL. Because guess what, folks? Aaron Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. Yep. We all saw that coming. Rodgers signs a 1-year deal for $13.65 and could almost hit $20 million in incentives. What do they think? They're going to win the Super Bowl? Little odd, little late, little confusing. But you know what? If we learned anything from Rodgers, that's pretty much how he does business these days. And because the sports gods are undefeated and they have the most wicked sense of humor, guess what? Week 1, Steelers at Jets. MetLife Stadium, 1 p.m. Iron Eagle on the broadcast. Aaron Rodgers in the house wearing the wrong jersey. New coach, new culture. Jet fans, you wanted drama. You got it. You got the drama. Jets players, you wanted some motivation. You got it. This is about as motivating as it gets. And this is a massive, massive statement for Aaron Glenn. Unfortunately, it comes to your first game as a Jets head coach. But nonetheless, it's against the QB, the franchise you are now in charge of fixing, gave everything to build around and to fuck their future up for. And now your defense gets to try and take his head off? Glenn's been preaching culture change and accountability and toughness since, I don't know, the moment he got hired. Well, week 1, there it is. Go get it. And on top of it, if we needed any more juice to this opener, I'm pretty sure Justin Fields would like to have some words with the Steelers organization. He'd like to say some things and get off his chest. Week 1 revenge narrative is on point. Fields is looking to prove his worth. The defense is looking to attack Rodgers. Garrett Wilson's looking to show Rodgers that he's a true number 1 in this league. I mean, you love to see it. While we're on the topic of changing the culture here and getting better, Sauce Gardner, ready to stick around. Recent interview. And honestly, Jet fans, it's the kind of headline that you want to hear in June. Sauce extensions are going well from his words, but take that for whatever it means. And look, he says he's here to change the culture. I'm all for it. I know he is no Revis, okay? And the big knock on his game is that his tackling game is weak. But I don't know, man. Learning under Aaron Glenn, who was Revis before Revis, by the way, I think it'll make his game grow even more. And you pile his raw talent on top of that, lock him up, man. Get the deal done. Lock him up like you lock Q up. You want a good D tackle up the middle and a good cornerback, and we'll figure the rest out. Make it happen. Players like Sauce don't grow on trees, man. I mean, the last I checked, the Jets have been looking for something resembling stability since 2008. I don't know. How about 99? How about 69? I think that's the right move for the Jets. Meanwhile, from one Jet to a former Jet, Davante Adams signs out in L.A. with the Rams. And he says he feels the sunshines and the rainbows compared to the dark cloud that he felt with the Jets. Now, I know that's a shot at the Jets, but tell me that's also not a little small tongue-in-cheek to the Rodgers darkness retreats. Look, man, a lot of pressure last year for him. And I wonder if getting away from the dynamic duo that Aaron Rodgers isn't too bad of a thing for his career. I mean, he's getting up there. Look, Davante, I'm happy you found your joy. I'm happy you found your sunshines and rainbows. But don't forget, it's easy to smile in June. Let's see how we're feeling around trade deadline or December. Okay? And speaking of legendary quarterbacks, no, not Rodgers. We're done with the Rodgers train. The Patriots announced they're putting up a 12-foot bronze statue of Tom Brady outside Gillette Stadium. 12 feet. What's the line in the Bible about the golden calf or worshiping false idols again? I don't know. And the club announced the statue on Tom Brady Day. Yes, that's a thing. 6 rings, and he wore number 12, so 6-12. Look, I don't know, man. Call me a bitter Jet fan. Call me whatever you want, but it's pretty cheesy to me. To be fair, though, look, if the shoe was on the other foot and the Jets were celebrating somebody that had 6 rings, I'd be praising the hell out of the store. Shit, I'd be at the ribbon cutting. So, look, credit where credit's due when it comes to Brady. Brady is the GOAT, but it doesn't mean I can't hate on him. So, as minicamps start wrapping up, we are, unfortunately, officially in that dead zone countdown until real training camp and fantasy football rumblings and roster moves. Look, just stay ready. The NFL content will be hot and heavy once the season gets started. But until then, you're going to have to get used to me talking about baseball for the next couple of months. And look, we'll mix in some killer guests on the pod, and we'll do some fun stuff. I got a bunch of stuff planned for this summer. So definitely stay tuned. But right now, baseball is king, and time is a ticking. So let's wrap this thing up and bring it home, huh? And just like that, episode 17 is in the books. We talked Soto bombs, Judge moonshots, Mets and Yankees magic, broke down some finals drama, Knicks chaos, Durant rumors. Aaron Rodgers is now a Steeler because of course he is. And the Jets will welcome him back in MetLife with open sack-filled arms. No pressure, Aaron Glenn, no pressure at all. Devonta Adams' newfound happiness. Sauce Gardner walking the tightrope of getting paid and being a team player. Huge thanks to our guest this week. Great stuff as always. And hopefully we'll hear a lot more from him. And of course, thanks to all of you for tuning in, subscribing, rating, sharing the pod. I say it all the time, the show is nothing without you. Without you, it's just me yelling into a mic. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep that hotline buzzing, 732-588-6869. And keep the conversation rolling on the Instagram, at Rice on the Radio. All right, folks, that's it. Have yourselves a week. Be good, be safe. Remember to tell someone you love them and spread good energy in this world. I'm Ian Rice. This has been Rice on the Mics, and I'll catch you next time.